Hello Team Maroon at Lowered, it's Mr. Jacobs here again, teaching you some more about time. Now last time you may remember we looked at quarter past, half past, 10 past, times to the nearest minute was our highest level that we reached last time. Today what I want to look at is the digital time. So many of us have got digital clocks in our house, and some of us have it a bit easier because on the clock it actually has a button or a light that will tell us it's AM or PM. However, you can tell by looking at the numbers on a digital clock whether that's an AM or a PM time. So this lesson we're going to be focusing on and teaching you how to read the digital time. Now at the start of my slideshow video you will be challenged to recall upon some of what you learned last time. So be aware there's 3 or 4 questions there to challenge you on what you remember from last time. Then further on in the video there's a few challenges that I have had my son help out with a demonstration on what the answers are, and then there's some there for you to solve at the end. Best thing to do with time is to keep testing yourselves. So if you can get someone in the house that will just every now and then say to you, oh, what's the time? You can look at the clock and then you can try and read it accordingly. So if I was working at a sizzling level right now and someone said to me, what's the time? I can see the hand is nearly at the 3, so I would say it's 2:15. That's accurate enough to know roughly what the time is. 2:15 would be accurate in that sense. However, to know exactly what the time is, I could look at it a bit longer and think, well, there's probably a minute to go. If I went close up to the clock, it would probably tell me that the time is in fact 2:14. So to be precise, I could have to go look at it and get to the nearest minute. But if it's near a 3 or something like that, you could round it up to 2:15. That is fine. So take your time with this demonstration, read through it, listen to it, and then have some fun with time. Set yourself a timetable, maybe ask your parents what you're doing that day and make up a timetable. Have a look at what the timetable is for your favourite TV programmes today. List what programmes you might like to watch during the week. Have some fun experimenting with what the times are. Okay, thanks a lot and I'll see you soon. Take care. Okay, so what's the time? Carrying on from where we were last week, let's just recap with a couple of questions. Remember we were looking at times to the o'clock, quarter past, half past, 1:45 to the nearest 5 minutes, and if you got right to the end at the scorching level we were doing it to the closest minute. So what is the time on the clock, anybody?
3 o'clock, Mr. Jacobs.
Correct. 3 o'clock. This one then, if you would have done this if you had got to the hot level last time, what's the time on the clock?
5:10, Lowered.
Correct, 5:10, well done. And finally, what's the time on this clock?
5 to 7. Thanks, Mr. Jacobs.
5 to 7, well done. Okay, brilliant. That's a quick recap on what we did last time. What is this? Can anyone in the class tell me what this is?
6:18.
18 minutes past 6, correct. But what is that? Is that a normal clock or is it a digital clock?
A digital clock.
Fantastic. It is a digital clock. Now, without the AM or PM button or light on a digital clock, how can we tell if it's 6:18 in the morning or 6:18 in the afternoon, evening, as we saw on the previous clock? So here we are, 06:18. So notice we have a 0 this time. The 0 indicates the morning or the AM. 01:30, so 1:30 AM. 0900, 9 o'clock AM. 0910, 10 past 9 AM. 10:00, 10 o'clock AM. Notice how there isn't a 0 before the 10, we just see the digits 10. So be careful, you wouldn't put 0, 10, you just see 10. 11:50 or 10 minutes to 12 AM. How can we tell the difference between 10 and 11 in the evening? Well, we'll see the comparison. One rule to convert from a morning time to an afternoon evening time is to add 12 hours. So can anyone tell me what 6 add 12 is, or 12 add 6?
Oh, that's 18.
18. So 0618 plus 12 hours equals 1818, or 6:18 p.m. What would 1:30 in the afternoon look like? 1 plus 12, 13:30, 1:30 p.m. 9 o'clock a.m. plus the 12, 21, or 9 o'clock p.m. 09:10 in the evening would be 21:10, 10 past 9 p.m. 10:00 in the evening, so 10 plus 12 is 22, 10 o'clock p.m. Anyone got the time for 11:50? I've brought it up on the screen, look, 23:50, or 10 minutes to 12. Let's have a closer look at a digital clock. So we see here 02:15. So that is 2:15. But we can see that there are no 10 hours to this. It starts with a 0. So it confirms to us that this is an AM time. By comparison, here's an example of a PM time. We can see 10 hours here, single hours, so we've got 1, 4, 14, 30, 2:30 in the afternoon. Here we have some written times to convert to the digital time. 1:30 in the morning. Give you 3 or 4 seconds to find that answer. Correct, well done. 01:30. 10:15 in the morning. Remember, this is the tricky one. 3 or 4 seconds. Brilliant, well done. 10:15. 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is also known as midday. How do we write midday? 12:00. So 12:00. Now the equivalent at midnight is we add 12 to that, so that would be 24. Now instead of seeing 24:00 on a clock, because it would then go to 24:01, we start with 00:00. So midnight is in fact 00:00. The day is about to start all over again, so 1 minute past midnight would be 00:01. 5:30 in the evening, so remember 5 plus 12 is 17, 17:15. And 11 o'clock at night, 11 plus 12, 23. Okay, now I want you to test your knowledge of the digital time, or 24-hour time as it's known, online or with a family member. A good game I have mentioned before is this game. You can see the icon there, Tell the Time Maths Frame. There are various levels you can test yourselves on here. Remember to click 24-hour time. It will give you an analog time, and you then have to click on one of the 4 options that it gives you with the digital time. You can work through the different levels, starting off obviously at the easy one and then work your way up to more tougher challenges as you go along. Now if you'd prefer to play with a family member, if you're playing with an adult, ask them to write down various analog times, so written format, or they could draw a clock with a time on it, and then you try and work out the equivalent digital time. Or you can be the teacher and give your siblings, if they're of a similar age or they know digital time, you could give them different analog or clock face times for them to solve. Or you can ask them to give you the same analog or clock face time, and you can try and convert to the digital time.